Hey everybody, it's Chris with Simply Japanese Maples. Guys, I hope you're all staying warm and we're in the middle of winter. We've had some cold days here where we are, and now it feels like spring again. Winter's kind of been like, I don't know what it's kind of been like. It's not like regular winter, but recently we did come out of a really cold snap where we had overnight temperatures of minus 20 and daytime temperatures around minus 12 to minus 15 Celsius. So pretty cold. Now, if you don't know already, container Japanese maples, basically minus 10 and colder is really getting into a danger zone for your trees. So now those trees planted in the ground, you don't really have that problem, especially if they're mulched well. But potted trees, it's the roots that are really the concern. Not so much the branches, it's the roots that are the concern of getting damaged and dying. So minus 10, that's kind of a key number there. But ideally, we're going to keep it warmer than that. And so now what we do with our greenhouse here is we don't have it really built like a commercial greenhouse where we've got heating units and fans and exhaust systems and all these things. We're just not that sophisticated. So we have to, when we get these cold snaps that happen occasionally, we just kind of in a pinch have to protect the trees. And so here's a couple things that we do with that. So I've got down here this little Bio Green heater. So this is a super handy little unit I bought a couple of years ago to use for grafting in the winter when it was cold outside and I had a tent or a small greenhouse inside of another greenhouse and it was all sealed up and it was like minus whatever outside, the temperature is minus 8 or 9, and inside you want it to be closer to 15 degrees Celsius. So this little heater was great. It's got heating element, so it's 1500 watts, it's 120 volts, so it plugs into any 120 volts in your house. It's got a heating element right behind this, the cage here, and then at the back, it's got a fan that pushes the heat out. So two settings, basically your fan, so you can actually use it in just a situation where you need to blow air around. So you've got a fan setting, and then you've got the heat setting. But when it's on the heat setting, the fan is also going to run, pushing that hot air out. So that's great. So you can use it as a standalone without a thermostat, but the only thing with that is you don't know what the temperature is. So that's where something like this Bio Green thermostat comes in handy. You can then plug the fan into it, plug the thermostat into your 120 volt power, and on the thermostat you can program in what temperatures you want. So for us, in the temperatures that we had recently where it was, as I said, minus 20 overnight, I programmed in about minus 7 or minus 8 into the thermostat, which is great. That's another nice thing. You can actually program minus temperatures. So absolutely perfect for just taking the edge off of that super cold. So what I did was I had it minus 7 or minus 8, and then the heater would kick on for that and maintain that temperature. So we don't need it to be warm. Our trees are in dormancy, so they don't need to be warm. They just need to not get too cold. So that was great. So as I said, this is 1500 watt heater. So really it's only meant for smaller spaces. Typically a very, very small little greenhouse, like maybe 8 or 10 or 12 by 12. Or, like a small little workshop or something like that. For us, we're using it in a space that's about 30 feet by 16 feet. So that's too much. So we had to supplement it with some propane heat. But had we had 2 of these little heaters, by Bio Green, or even 3, it'd be absolutely perfect. So what I did here to supplement was use this little portable buddy heater by the company Mr. Heater. We're not sponsored by any of these companies, by the way. So yeah, this is great too. So this is run by propane, and basically you can have this on a high or low setting, and so that between the two of them, it works actually perfect to take the sting off that super cold winter temperatures we had there. So can't say enough about this, especially this. Both heaters are great, but this little Bio Green, especially to be able to use it strictly as a fan, is great in a greenhouse. It is water resistant, or to be able to use it as that heater option is absolutely great, especially in combination with the thermostat. So can't recommend that enough. And if you're in that situation where you need to take the edge off, if you live in a place where maybe a coastal location where it only gets down to minus 2 or minus 3 or 4, something like that, you don't have to do anything really. You can bring the trees up close to your house, something like that, where it's a little warmer than in exposed areas or into an unheated area. But if you're in an area where you're getting into minus teens in the Celsius range, it's too cold for your potted trees, so you definitely need to protect those. So anyways, guys, pretty soon we're going to be looking at our trees all leafing out. Super exciting. We're going to have a ton of trees coming in this spring to offer. But in the meantime, stay warm and keep dreaming about those spring days with our Japanese maples. Till next time, folks, simplyjapanesemaples.ca. We'll see you again.